Hey, I think I'll grow into this in a few years.
That bike is you, man.
Hey, welcome to TruckU. I'm Bruno Massel.
And I'm Matt Steele.
Now, as you guys know at home as well as we do, people neglect their everyday drivers all too often, whether it be a car or a truck. If you do some simple maintenance on these vehicles, they can last hundreds of thousands of miles, but that's usually not the case.
You know, the same holds true for all the toys that we've got in the world today, too. I mean, you think about it. Just looking around here, we've got this state-of-the-art 1976 open-wheel racer, little tiny motorcycles, four-wheelers, dune buggies, snowmobiles, boats. The list goes on and on and on. And they're a lot of fun, but you've got to take care of them or you can have the same problems. And oftentimes we neglect those even more because we're not using them every day.
Yeah, what happens is when you don't maintain them the time you go to play with them, they seize up and you have a problem. The case in point here is from that custom kart, we got ourselves a custom 1970s looking motor, and the owner proudly told us he doesn't ever remember putting oil in it. So we seem to have a bit of a problem. We tried to do a visual inspection.
And visually, that's bad.
So what we're going to do is start to pull this engine apart and find out what went wrong inside and show you guys what happens when you don't take care of your small engines. You drain the oil out of this thing?
The auto-draining function might have been one of the problems.
Normally there'd be a hot mess right now of oil everywhere as you take this cover off. Hold on. There we go.
Right. That was a little bit tricky. Now take a look at that.
Wow, that doesn't look good.
There was some cooking going on right there and right there. And that's why it was sticking so bad.
Yeah, you've got a great deal of aluminum transfer on the steel crankshaft, and usually that's a sign that there's been a starvation of oil inside the engine. This is not good. I mean, you want everything to turn nice and free. You want it to be well lubricated. This is just the opposite of that.
Now, actually, there are two oil fills right there. Apparently, he didn't find either one of those, and down in here is the oil sling. And you take a look. Now, that's the oil level that it was at, which is why we have all these problems. But look, so that oil sling, it spins around on the crank and throws the oil all over the place. Well, if the sling isn't getting any oil, it's not slinging any oil, and there's the problem.
Now, another thing you'll see with an aluminum motor like this, either a big one or a little one, it could be in your street car, the same type of scenario happens is when it's starved of oil on an aluminum engine, you have a lot more problems because of the distortion that goes on inside of it.
Right.
Heat is the enemy with these small engines or an aluminum engine in your street car, so it's even more critical to keep it lubricated properly. Proper lubricating it will keep the bore circular, it won't let it get egg-shaped. In this scenario here, you've got a situation where you can possibly stick the rings or stick the piston. This one's scored up so bad that it's really unsalvageable, and especially when you talk about aluminum engine. At this point, once it gets scored, once it gets damaged or egged, you just need to trash it and start over.
Yeah, this goes in the junk pile, but it's still fun to tear it apart.